Let us explore what contributes to develop effective communication skills. In the information age, we have to send, receive, and process huge number of messages every day. But effective communication is more than just exchanging information. It's also about understanding the emotion behind the information. Effective communication. It's easy to talk about, key to a smooth operation but difficult to master. Communication, the human connection, is the key to personal and career success. Our body posture and position, eye contact, the smallest and most subtle of mannerisms, are all ways of communicating with others. Effective communication can help to improve relationships at home, work, and in social situations by deepening our connections to others and improving teamwork, decision making, and problem solving skills. It enables you to communicate even negative or difficult messages without creating conflict or destroying trust. Effective communication combines a set of skills including non-verbal verbal communication, attentive listening, the ability to manage stress in the moment, and the capacity to recognize and understand your own emotions and those of the person you are communicating with. Effective communication helps us better understand a person and situation and enables us to resolve differences, build trust and respect, create environments where creative ideas, problem solving, affection, and caring can flourish. Communication leads to a community, that is, to understanding, intimacy, and mutual valuing. Now, I would like to ask you a few questions. Do you often get confused while making out a conversation? Have you ever felt nervous about speaking up? Felt frustrated that your message isn't understood? So, let's discover the essential traits of an effective communicator and get answers to such questions. All communications has a context. Communication happens for a reason. Communication can fail because one or more of the participants overlook the context. To help avoid misunderstandings and therefore communicate more effectively, it is important that the context of the communication is understood by all. Why is the communication happening? It is important that the participants are on the same wavelength so that they understand why the communication is occurring. This picture mentioned in the slide probably looks familiar to you. The diagram illustrates basic communication theory. It shows the communication process that occurs when two people talk to each other. The blue person on the left, the sender, speaks so in case it is a verbal message sent to the red person on the right, the receiver. The message is encoded and goes through a channel to be decoded by the red person. Several things are going on. Let's understand the entire communication process. The message travels through or along the channel which is subject to noise, in other words, interference or distortion that could alter the message. In verbal communication, this noise might actually be physical noise like a lawn mower, and this is called physiological noise. And the result of this might be what is called psychological effects, for example, an inability to concentrate on what is being communicated. Noise could be much more subtle than that. For example, when a person uses words in such a way that you do not understand the meaning, and this is called semantic noise. After the message is sent, there is the potential for feedback from the receiver, which goes through the same process back to the original sender. In a verbal conversation, this feedback might be verbal response or it could be eye contact, facial expressions, or other body language or actions. Successful communication. The result of any communication is revealed through the feedback from the receiver, as illustrated in the diagram by the red person. It is not until feedback occurs that the sender can decide if the communication was successful or not. Verbal communication is only one form of communication. Many things communicate, such as ethnicity, distance, history, relationship status, all things are received and interpreted. Perceptions are created and responses are formed with the potential for feedback. Employees need to have effective organization communication in order to achieve excellent job performance. Functions of communication vary according to situation, but primarily in context of corporate world it involves knowledge management, coordinating work activities, persuasion skills, emotional expression, control functions and motivation. Now let's take first knowledge management. An organization needs a vast amount of information to function and operate a business. The top management would require timely and accurate information for the various departments to make effective decisions. It also includes informing within an organization to provide data and information so that employees can effectively complete their job. Information ensures that an employee is aware of the rules and procedures of an organization. It also eliminates job uncertainty for workers when they are fully informed. Now, let us understand how to coordinate work activities. Every employee plays a part in controlling inputs, outputs, job scope, and headcount. So, all the work has to be well coordinated. Persuasion skills. The ability to change the attitude or behavior of employees, vendors, clients, etc. contributes to persuasion skills. The three parts of persuasion are source credibility, emotional appeal, and social and ego needs. In general, persuasion is used in an organizational environment effectively when the source of information is a trusted figure. Now, let us understand how to correctly express ourselves emotionally. Emotional appeal is when emotions or arguments are used to persuade others instead of facts or figures. Organizations can use emotional appeals when delivering bad news. For example, last year the CEO spoke to the entire company at an emergency meeting that how devastated he was over the need to have a corporate downsizing. He used emotion to explain that it was better for the overall security of the company to eliminate some positions. Control functions. The management of any organization will always have plans with long, medium, or long term objectives for the months and years ahead. To achieve these objectives, the daily and monthly activities must proceed as planned in order to achieve the objectives for the period. Motivation. The objective of this study is to examine the role of effective communication in motivating employees and retention of employees in an organization.